What is the purpose of HTTP status code? HTTP status codes are an integral part of the HTTP protocol used by web servers to indicate the status of an HTTP request. These codes are three-digit integers where the first digit of the code defines the class of response, and the entire code provides a more specific description of the response's status. Let's talk about an overview of their purpose and usage. First, let's talk about the purpose. Let's delete all of that first. Let's talk about the the purpose of HTTP status code. The first thing we will talk about, which will be the communication of result. Status codes provides a concise indication of the result of the requested operation. They inform the client whether the request was successfully processed, whether additional client action is needed, whether an error occurred, etc. Number two, facilitating automated actions. Many systems use HTTP status code to trigger specific automated actions. For example, redirect handlers look look for codes in the 300 range to automatically follow redirect links, and authentication modules watch for codes like 400 or 403 to prompt credentials or deny access. Number three, error handling. When things go wrong, status codes identify the type of error. This can help in diagnosing problems during development and by client applications to handle error appropriately. Number four, optimizing network use. Some status codes are used to optimize the use of the network, such as indicating cacheable resources, which helps in reducing bandwidth by preventing repeated fetches of the same content. Number five, regulating flow. Certain codes are used to control the flow of data, to manage processing by informing clients when to send the request body. So, now Flo, let's talk about the classes of HTTP status code because I guess they are quite important to talk about. The first thing that we'd like to talk about will be the status code that starts with one, which is informational. This one indicates a provisional response requiring the request to be continued. For example, we have 100 continue tells the client that the initial part of the request has been received and has not been rejected by the server yet. Number two, which the code that starts with number two, which is successful, successful. This one indicates that the client's request was successfully received, understood, and accepted. For example, we have 200, which is OK, is the standard response for successful HTTP requests. And we have 201, which is created, is the standard response for successful, is used when a new resource has been successfully created. We have the starting with 3, which is redirection. This one indicates that further action needs to be taken by the client to complete the request. For example, we have the 301 which is moved permanently, is used for permanent URL redirection. We have status code that starts with number 4, which is a client error. This one indicates errors apparently caused by the client. For instance, we have 404, which is not found, indicates that the requested resource is not available, and we have 400, which is bad request. Let's make separation between them. This one indicates that the server cannot or will not process the request due to something that is perceived to be a client error. We have the status code, the classes of HTTP status code that starts with number 5, which is a server error. This one indicates that the server failed to fulfill a valid request. We have, I guess, if you are working with backend, you might know this one. It's 500, which is internal server error. This one suggests an unexpected condition that prevent the server from fulfilling the request. And we have 500 or 503, which is server unavailable, service unavailable. This one indicates that the server is currently unable to handle the request due to a temporary overload or schedule maintenance. So understanding and correctly utilizing HTTP status code is essential for effective web development and communication between clients and servers, aiding in smooth client interaction and efficient problem solving. So that's it for this video, and see you in the future.